Hi guys, I've got my friend Miguel here with us, and you guys may recognize Miguel. He actually traveled over to the Philippines when you weren't authorized to come over if you were unvaccinated, but he came over anyway and he made it here, and here he's been ever since. Stick around for the story. All right, guys. So we got Miguel here, and his girlfriend is over here, Michelle.
Hi.
And Michelle will be interviewed by Maya, so you can get her story by checking out Maya's Philippines life. So, Miguel, you came over here and you met Michelle 5 months ago now, right?
5 months ago, yeah, right after our last interview.
After our last interview.
Right about, we were talking about AFA.
Yep.
Right, doing the dating on the AFA, and yeah, actually right around that time is when I met Michelle.
And AFA is a foreign affair.
Foreign affair, yeah.
And
it's loveme.com here.
Yeah, loveme.com.
Loveme.com, okay.
Yeah. In the States, it's a foreign affair.
Okay. And that is basically where you sign up for a service where you go to the social event. I think it's held on a weekend.
Yeah, Friday night and Saturday night.
Friday night, Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And you did that in Davao here. You went to the social or no?
We did. Michelle and I did together. The social I went to was, I did 2 socials in Mexico City last year for AFA.
Okay.
Yes, and then Michelle and I, because you can do it the a la carte. I don't know if you remember we were talking about doing it a la carte, where you call up and you look the girls through the computer.
Right.
Right, and then you, it's a bill per introduction. Because they have to do all the paperwork. They check, they make sure the girl isn't married, whether she has kids or not.
Okay.
They make sure you have no record of abuse.
Okay. Good.
Like that, you know.
Yeah.
So they just make sure so the girls know they're safe, the guys know they're safe. You know, as far as not being a scammer, and and they have to fill out government paperwork.
So
to show that it's okay. For
a lot of guys, if you're maybe more on the shy type, or maybe you don't do well with, or maybe you have a short period of time, a thing like this is great because you go there, you go to the social, and the last one you went to, you said there was 100 women.
Yes, the one Michelle and I went to, which they did really well here. Like I said, I've been to the one in Mexico City, and the one here in the Philippines. And the one here in the Philippines has been the best. But I mean, the professionalism, the way they put everything together, the atmosphere was top notch, like 5-star. The girls were having so much fun. Like, there were 100 girls, 4 guys.
4 guys to 100 girls. So there was a lot of competition to win out the guys.
Yeah, the girls were hitting the guys up hard. And like publicly even. And you know how Filipinos are kind of shy.
And most of the guys were over 60.
I think the youngest one was 61.
The youngest one was 61.
Yeah. I was the youngest one there, and I already had a girl with me. So.
Okay. Now, tell us what an event is like. What could you expect? You go to the event, and what happens? So we went,
and we walked in. They sat us down at the table just as it was starting. So you know she talked. The lady who runs it talked to everybody. Basically gave them the agenda, you know, what we're going to do.
Right.
Then the guys went up, introduced themselves, you know, I'm from here, this is what I'm looking for.
Start your bidding.
Start your bid, yeah, like a bachelor, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so they did that. And then they had 10 girls, maybe 15 girls to a table.
Okay.
And each guy would sit at a table.
All right.
And they'd talk for 5-7 minutes, and they make the guys switch to the other side of the table, so they could get closer to the girls on the other side of the table.
Right.
And go another 5-7 minutes, and then switch tables. So they did this speed dating thing, right?
Okay.
And I think they went through all the tables, and then they had a break.
Okay.
Where they had dancing, so then the guys could dance with a couple of the girls. It took like a 10, 15, 20-minute break.
Wow.
And did a couple of fast songs because Michelle and I got out and we did some salsa, some bachata, and then they ratcheted it down to slow songs.
Okay.
for about 10 minutes. And then they broke back up into the tables again and did the same thing over again.
Wow.
And then they had Michelle and I do an interview, and so like they asked questions about.
You
me,
guys were just there really to do
just hang out,
hang out and do an interview.
Yeah. So they asked me questions about what guys are looking for, and then they asked her questions about what it's like to being a foreigner.
Okay.
And then they broke up, and Michelle went to the bathroom and got cornered by all 100 girls, I think.
How did you do it? How did you get your guy?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And asking them all the questions and stuff like that.
And
so
Maya's going to find out from Michelle what goes on the other side of the coin there. But I would imagine, give us an idea of what the cost would be just for the weekend.
Well, so you can do a 7-day, 10-day, or 15-day. When I first signed up, I was going to come to the Philippines. That was, and I was going to do a 15-day.
Yep.
And you can meet as many girls as you want.
Okay.
So like I had a plan to meet like 10 girls a day, and just meet them. And
10 a day.
Because I was planning on staying for 3 months, not just the 15 days.
Oh,
right.
okay.
So I wanted to meet as many people as I could.
Sure.
So that I actually signed up for Brazil first, or not Brazil.
Colombia.
Colombia.
Okay.
In Medellin. So that was my plan. I meet 10 girls a day for 15 days, and then stay there for 3 months and date the ones I liked.
10 a day for 15 days, 150 girls.
And then the ones that liked me and I liked, I would date them for the next 3 months.
That's more dates than I've had in my entire life.
Exactly. Me too. Exactly.
That's insane. Okay.
And so, that was the plan going to Colombia. Mexico, it didn't work out that way. It wasn't quite run the same, wasn't as good.
Right.
Harder to find the dates. Not as many girls interested.
And would you say there's a lot of beautiful girls in Davao when you went to it?
A lot of girls. Unfortunately for me, I couldn't see any of the girls, but
that's right.
I haven't met many Filipinas who aren't beautiful. So,
did you hear any girls that sounded really nice?
Yeah, well, who was your friend that came up and talked to us? Started with an M, Melody or Melanie. Yeah, a couple girls came up and talked to us together, and they all sounded really nice. And that's the other thing they did. They had the girls get up. They did a Miss AFA.
Yes.
So they had like a beauty contest.
Okay.
And so then the girls got up and would tell about themselves, and they do like a poem or sing a song, and then hit on the guy that they liked.
Okay, and can you give us an example of? You said one of them went up and said, "Roses are red."
Yeah, she's like, "Roses are red, violets are blue. Jesus, I love you." Something like that. Or I'm really interested in you, or whatever it was.
Right.
But very forward. You're not not used to Filipinos being that way.
I want you now.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, whoa. And then one got up and said, "This one's for you, George," or whatever his name was, and sang a song for him, and just different things like that. And there were about 10 or 20 girls that did that, and then the guys voted on who they thought was the prettiest, and then they did the second runner-up, first runner-up, winner, and like that.
And just a reminder, if you guys haven't seen the previous video, which I'll link up above, Miguel, you're legally blind.
Yes.
Did you ever imagine, even in the U.S., this happening?
Oh, definitely not in the U.S. Like I haven't. When I was younger, I dated, right? But yeah, like you said, more dates. I've had more dates in the Philippines, probably than I had in 2 or 3 years when I was young and good looking.
Right.
In the States.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good. So now you've been here for quite a while. You and Michelle are very happy together, I know.
Yeah.
But you have to go back to the States for a little bit.
I do. Got to pay Uncle Sam.
Got to pay the bills. And your idea is to come back in around September or so?
Yeah, August, September, depending on the plane flights. Yeah.
Okay. And will that be at that point? Will you come back permanently, or are you still kind of back and forth?
Well, I still have kids in the U.S., so I'll be back and forth to visit them, maybe work a little bit. I pick up a part-time job, just real quick, just to earn. Like before I came, I just picked up a quick sales job. Earn 7,000 and
Wow.
then
Okay.
jumped here, and then I'll do the same thing while I'm there. I'll pick up as much as I can.
Do you foresee yourself being here? I mean, permanent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're talking about Michelle loves Dumagetti.
Yep.
We live in Davao. I love Davao because of the taxis,
Yes.
the access to the gyms.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff for me in Davao.
Right.
Whether it's a condo with really nice pools and a weight room. The access to taxis.
Yeah.
That stuff. But then here, like, it just seems like home. We met
nice.
people like you and Maya, and other couples.
mean,
we have in common.
Maya and myself would be reason enough to move here.
That's true.
We're so charming and so nice. Yeah. No, I mean, that's awesome. I'm happy for you, and it was cool to kind of follow your journey and see you chat with you
from beginning to end.
The beginning to end, yeah. So I'm happy that Miguel has found his girl, and looks like you found home as far as Dumagetti and the Philippines. So
I think we'll split our time probably between Dumagetti and Davao because she has family there.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe be here during the rest of the year, and then during typhoon season.
Yeah. You'll love it. You'll love it. All right, guys, make sure you check out Maya's Philippines Life to get the video and story of how Michelle and Miguel met and her perspective on everything. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.